Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've done a review, but it's been a long time since I bought another pair of boots. So one thing I thought I'd do is, due to this lockdown, there's been loads of sales around and there are two boots that I always wanted to get, but just didn't know which one to get. So a huge difference in price range, and I thought it would be great to just let you know what I think of them and what the main differences are between the 20.3s Predators and the 20.2 Predators. I couldn't afford the 20.1s or the 20s, so there's no way my wife would let me spend that much on boots. So I thought, let me start off firstly with the Predator 20.3s with the slightly higher collar. They're decent. Originally, I think they retailed about £80 to £100, which is so not worth it. I would definitely not recommend paying more than 40 to 50 maybe for these. They are nice in terms of they're pretty lightweight. You have a thing here called Demon Scale, which is just a bit of texture on the foot here, just to help with control, and extra grip on the ball. Normal 3 stripes here, plains one plate sole here. These are the firm ground studs. Inside there's a bit of heel padding there, around there, which is nice. But fairly, very comfortable, I guess. Having worn, if you just take a look at the 20.3 here first, they're quite comfortable. They fit very nicely. I would definitely recommend getting the one with the laces. I've seen some pretty bad reviews on the laceless ones, only because your foot just wiggles about everywhere. So if you were to decide to get these, and you couldn't afford to get any others, then I would definitely go for the ones with the laces on. As you can see, they fit very comfortably. If you've got ultra wide feet, then these are probably not the boots for you. I'm guessing my feet aren't that wide. I'm guessing they're just normal, but what's normal? But on my feet, they fit quite nicely. Another thing I've learned with Adidas boots, which has taken me a long time to get used to, is the sizing of the boots. Now I wear size 8 trainers. I was also taught to have the half size more when it comes to football boots because of thicker boot socks or extra insoles. Now with Adidas, I've had to get size 9 for them to be a good enough fit. I think a 9.5 would be too big, but a size 9 for me is good. So I would definitely go one size above your normal trainer foot size, if that makes sense, just to get a comfortable fit. The heel padding on the back does lock in the foot, as well as the lace system here, which comes around, which is good. So it is very comfortable. It's fairly comfortable. The one thing I would say though, is that in both boots actually, is that the sole plates aren't the most flexible, as you can see. So they don't bend as much. They are quite stiff, and they don't have the split sole like the more expensive boots, but they're decent enough. It's a new design on the studs here. So yeah, these are okay, but as I said, I wouldn't spend more than £50 on them, definitely not, especially when you consider the price difference of these boots. Now these are the Predator 20.2. They're the low cut ones, and you can see straight away there's a noticeable difference between both boots. So if you were to get either one of them, obviously if you can afford to get these, then get these. These are good alternatives, but there are definitely other boots out there for the same price range that are probably better than these. So I think, although the Demon Scale is a nice touch, I think if you would like the whole Predator effect, the the minimum range you should get would be these. So the main difference really, as you can see, are the scales or the skin with these. So with the 20.2, it does come with the Demon skin, and the difference really in this being is that these are little rubber pieces that help with control and traction on the ball. They only come up to here. With the more expensive versions, they obviously, you just get more basically. So, you know, the 20.1s, for example, they come around the sides more, and around the sides here more. The other big difference is the way the laces are. So you have, you know, this isn't the best way they've done it here, but the tongue is quite thin and a bit cheap really, comparing it, if you were to spend, you know, considering this originally retails at about 120 pounds, you would expect a better tongue on there. But saying that, you know, it is soft and fairly flexible. There is, instead of the lace system being one piece, it is split halfway, and I'm sure the more expensive versions do have one lacing system which goes all the way through the boot. So obviously, yeah, the more expensive one has a better lacing system. The other big difference between the two boots are the paddings. So on a 20.2, you have the paddings around the whole side of the boot here, which you don't get on the 20.3, and this obviously helps with comfort and keeping the foot locked in. I would also say that the material used on the outsides, I don't know what it is because I've tried to Google it and I can't see anywhere anyone talking about it, but there's a noticeable difference between just the thickness of the sides on each boot. This is obviously much thinner than this, and you have a different kind of texture as well on these boots that you don't get on a 20.3. In terms of insoles, now that's another disappointing thing with Adidas. I do think they have overpriced their boots slightly, but as you know, people do buy them. But considering these are obviously very expensive, you would expect a better insole in there. You can take them off. They're only glued in at the front, so you can pull them out, and I like to wear my own insoles. And as you can see, they're exactly the same insoles as these, and they're just a thin piece of whatever material that is. It's not great, really, considering these originally retails about 80 to 100 pounds. So these, in terms of the insole, they are exactly the same. But yeah, I would say that with the 20.2s, you do have more padding around the sides and on the heel. In terms of the comfort, if you take a lower look, you can probably see there is a slight difference in the way it fits the foot. So if you go slightly down, and you can see how my foot sits now, it could be obviously the color, but it definitely feel a big difference. And that this 20.2 here is better on a wider foot. So if you did have slightly wider feet, I would try the 20.2s as opposed to the 20.3s. These are definitely tighter around the foot. They fit well, but in terms of comfort, I would definitely appreciate these more. They do wear in apparently quite nicely once you've used them a few times, but straight away from the just taking out the box, really, there's a huge difference in quality between each boot. And as I said, I would definitely recommend getting the 20.2s if you can afford to. I got them at a really good price, and they were discounted. They're around £60, which is fantastic considering they're around £90 everywhere else. And with these, I actually got them for a really good price. So yeah, as I said, if you can afford them, I would definitely get these. But in terms of the the comfort, the texture, what you get in terms of your money's worth because of this, the skin here. I'll definitely advise these boots. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Even if you want any more extensive reviews on boots. You may have seen my previous review on my Puma boots, and I can show you the most obvious thing about the sole plate is look how that bends. You know, you do that and it straight away bends quite nicely, and you do that for these and it doesn't really bend at all. So you definitely have to wear them in a bit. But yeah, the comfort in these, as I said, they're fairly decent, but in terms of price range, there are better boots out there. And the 20.2s, they are very, very nice actually. But for 80 to 100 pounds, I don't think is worth it either, unless you want the demon skin effect, which is probably the best you can do for this price range. So yeah, I hope you find that useful, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thank you.
Like and subscribe.